Hey everybody, welcome to the shop. Today, on the Mill Iron Forge channel, we are going to work on our River of Fire clip point knife that we started. Um, we're going to just see how far we can get today. We're going to do our finish grinding, maybe hand sanding, fit a guard. We're just going to see how far we can get. So um, let's go over to the grinder and get started on this. First thing I want to do is clean up the flats on this knife, and I'm going to use my surface grinder attachment. So we'll get that put on here and get those cleaned up. I'm going to clean them up to 400 grit and then go from there. Next, we're going to take it back over to the broadbeck grinder and put in the false edge. Just touch that up. We need to make sure that we get it straight across here on the top, and we'll bring it back just a little bit more. So that'll be next on the list. We got the false edge in there. Looks pretty even. It's hard to tell. Anyway, we'll go clean up the bevels next, and then it'll be on to hand sanding. I've got marked out on here with a Sharpie where I want my plunge line to go. So I'm going to put on this carbide faced file guide. So these are carbide inserts right here. And we'll just clamp that on right on that line. I want that plunge line to lean ahead just a little bit. We are going to go finish out these bevels, and then we will get on to hand sanding. Okay, final grinding is done. We'll get these shoulders put in here. We need to bring the heel ahead just a little bit. Our plunge line is just ahead of the heel a little bit, and we'll grind that ahead to match that plunge line. And we'll get these shoulders finalized where they go, and then it's time for hand sanding. Okay, so there is the heel brought forward to match that plunge line. I like to lean my heel forward just a little bit. I think it kind of looks nice. And so anyway, we will get these shoulders set in there. We'll get the file guide put on there, get the shoulders set, and hand sand. So here is the knife. Got the carbide face towards the tang. You can see those shoulders. We're going to take off about that much. And so we will have a perfectly straight line from the shoulders top to bottom to mount our guard. So let's get those knocked down. I'm just going to take a small little needle file like this and check and make sure that those shoulders are all knocked down. This one's off just a little bit. Now we're about ready to hand sand. Okay, so here it is, ready for hand sanding. I got those shoulders all nice and square. Final grinding is done. I shaped the tang a little bit, just took a little off top and bottom of it. It still will need tapered from the ricasso down to the end of the tang. So, yep, here it is, ready for hand sanding. So cue the hand sanding montage. All right, so here it is, all hand sanded up, both sides. Made sure I got the spine and the bottom of the ricasso right there. That little bit right there, you want to make sure you get that. And the clip is all, or the false edge is all sanded and ready to go. It's up to 800 grit, so time to fit a guard. So here are our measurements for fitting the guard. It is 119 thousandths thick at the ricasso right here where the guard is going to fit up. And then also right there, it is 790 thousandths from top to bottom. And so we are going to have to use, since it's under 1/8 of an inch, we're going to have to use a 3/32 bit, which I believe is 0.09375. So we just rounded up to 0.94. So we subtract that from the width to get how much wider than that we need to go. So we are going to go 25 thousandths wider than the milling bit. So we will go 12 thousandths and 13 thousandths each way on when we make our slot. And then on here, 790 thousandths from top to bottom minus our milling bit width or radius, diameter. Yeah, diameter. Gives us a total of 696 thousandths. So we are ready to go get our guard material put up in the vise in the mill and get to milling. All right, let's get the 3/32 milling bit in there. Take out the 1/8 inch, put in the 3/32, which also has an 8/8 inch shank in it, so it will fit the same collet. All right, I'm using a piece of sulfur bronze for the guard. Okay, so we've got the tang narrowed, tapered down this way. Let's see how we fit. All right, so we are about halfway, which isn't too bad. We can fine tune this with a file. So, yep, we'll get this put in the vise and do a little file work on it, make her fit nice and tight. Yeah, we're getting close. Let's see how we did. Okay, so I'm going to knock it off here. There is a little bit of gapping towards the top. We'll see if we can't get rid of that. Thing is set on there pretty tight. Anyway, we're going to see if we can't get rid of some of that gapping up around here on the top. We'll take it over to the anvil and do that. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to take a little ball peen hammer and we're going to just try to mushroom over that edge just a little bit where it comes in contact with the knife. Just close that gap up just a little bit. It doesn't take a lot. It's not a very big gap, so we'll do both sides. And then when I drive it back on there, it should form fit to the ricasso. So you can see now where I mushroom that out, mushroom that closed. You can see now it's fitting tight up against the ricasso. So we'll knock it back off there, grind it smooth, and put it back on and make sure we don't have any gaps, and should be pretty good. So you can see I ground away just enough to get rid of all those divots that we put in with the ball peen hammer. So now we'll go seat it back on the knife and make sure all those gaps are still closed up. All right, so it is seated on there, and looking at the fit up, looks really good. Don't see any gaps at all. So we are ready to fit a handle. All right, I have this really cool piece of, I think it's Brazilian rosewood burl or something like that. I don't remember what it is. Anyway, I think that's what we're going to do. The angle right there is just about right. I think I just need to square it up. So it's going to go on there just about like that. So I'm going to go over to the grinder, square this up, make sure it's nice and true and cleaned up, and then bring it back over here and get ready to fit the handle. Okay, so I have the front of that all cleaned up, 90 degrees to this face right here. We're going to make sure that it looks like it's going to, looks like it's going to set there just great. Just draw around the tang for the top and the bottom of the tang slot. Like that. So that is where tang, right there is the center line. That's right where we're going to drill our holes to fit the tang. So let's go over to the drill press. All right, so here it is after drilling the slot. I have not tried it in there yet. Let's see how it fits. You're kidding. It fits good the first try. Yeah, I'm going to hold it up to the light, see if I got any gaps anywhere that we need to take care of. And we'll see. I can't believe that it fit that well. All right, before we go ahead and glue that handle up, we've got to soften the tang so we'll be able to drill a pinhole and just make it so it's not brittle and won't break at some point. So all we got to do, I've got the blade wrapped in a shop towel. So, fun news. I broke my knife.
Won't break at some point.
I was putting the guard back on for the last time before I glued it up, and the guard was setting just a little bit crooked, setting a little crooked that way. So I was just trying to straighten that up so it would set right, and I must have put just enough torque on it sideways that I broke it. But I mean, the grain structure looks really good. There's no crack or anything like that. I just must have put too much pressure on it to the side, because I was pounding on it pretty hard trying to straighten that up. It just wasn't wanting to set right. So anyway, fun. All that work for nothing. Anyway, maybe we'll throw that baby in the etch and see what kind of etch we can get on there. See what it looks like. Let's do that. Well, if nothing else, we got a good look at this pattern, and I think it turned out pretty cool. Too bad it's not still all in one piece, but hey, we got to look at the pattern. Looks good on both sides. And I have a ton of that stuff left over, so we'll try this again, and maybe I won't get quite so rough with such a thin knife. Because I were really hitting it hard, trying to get that guard to straighten up a little bit. I knew better. So I thought I would recreate the bonehead thing that I did that broke my knife. So the guard was not sitting square with the tang of the knife. So it was sitting kind of leaning off, actually this way just a little bit. So I was trying to pound that on to get it to set straight. So what I did is I got me a couple popsicle sticks, or a popsicle stick, and broke it in half and put it in here under the one side, so this side was not touching. And so then I clamped my knife. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Clamp my knife in the vise just like this. And then I went ahead to go ahead and seat my guard. And so I put that on there and brought this up, and I hit all my pressure on this side to try to get that guard to pop down just a little bit on the side. I mean, we're talking like, I don't know, maybe 10 thousandths of an inch. Not very much, just a tiny little bit. And so I put it on there, and I hit it once and it didn't do anything. So I got my hammer out and I really smacked that thing to try to get it to move. Well, what that did is it put all that pressure down here where my plunge lines were on my knife. It just like that, and just popped it. So anyway, that is what happened. So it just went like that. And honestly, I thought I bent the tang where I just softened the tang with the torch. I thought maybe I bent the tang. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to straighten that up. And I took it out, and it was in two pieces. It's so sad. Well, I guess things didn't go quite to plan. I'm pretty happy with the pattern that I got out of the River of Damascus billet. I have a lot of it left, so I can go ahead and cut another sliver off of there, get to forging another knife, and I'll just go from there. I guess, as my father-in-law would say, there was a lesson in there somewhere. And so the lesson would be, don't hit it so hard, especially a thin knife like this. But I would say the heat treat was good. Grain structure looks great. No cracks, no anything. It didn't break on the weld line or anything like that. It broke right at where the plunge line is. Just the concentration of stress right there when I bent it really bad when I hit it hard. So anyway, I guess that will be the end of this video series, and so we will move on to the next one. I may end up making another knife just like this one and continue on with the handle material that I've got already made for it. So we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. Might just continue on with it from where I ended up breaking my knife. All right, everybody have a good one. Hopefully it's a better day than what I just had. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.